this story is just a lot of fun, man. Yeah. So the other day we talked about it. There's a guy by the name of Randy McNally, Tennessee Lieutenant Governor. And this guy is quite a prolific social media user, to say the least. So he was perusing, I guess it was Instagram, and he was liking all these twink tweets. He was liking tweets that had, or excuse me, not tweets, Instagram posts, whatever. He was liking posts that had these, you know, this twink boy showing his ass in a very provocative way, let's say. You know, basically teasing everybody, showing a little bit of upper dickage, and he got this 700-year-old dude who's on there, high-ranking official in the Tennessee state government, and he's like, oh, you can make a gray day sunny with rainbows. Heart emojis, fire emojis. I mean, you want to talk about horny on Maine. Now look, there was a debate as to, does this guy know that like this stuff is public? It's kind of hard to tell. People didn't know. Does he think that these messages are going directly to the person? Like, what exactly is going on here? I'm on team, he knows that it's public and just didn't think much of it because he was horny on Maine. But others think like, no, he didn't even know that, you know, other people could see it. Anyway, I don't know how you could, other comments are right there, so obviously your comment is going to show too. Anyway, so we talked about this the other week, and since then, Randy McNally has come out and given an interview to a local news station in Tennessee. Take a look at this.
Initially, I was not very kind to that community. As I learned some things and met some people in that community, I realized that they're still individuals and they still have value.
In a legislative session dominated by bills outlawing drag shows in public places and targeting gender care for the trans community, Tennessee Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally finds himself facing accusations of hypocrisy after a progressive site unearthed his social media interactions with a 20-year-old gay model, among them provocative posts that were liked by the 79-year-old Republican, including one where the young man doesn't appear to be wearing clothes.
When people see these posts, what should they take away from them?
Well, I don't know that they should take away a whole lot.
In an exclusive interview, McNally described how he befriended the young man first on Facebook, then on Instagram. Among the posts, this close-up of the young man's backside, McNally responded with 3 red hearts and 3 on-fire emojis, along with a comment, Finn, you can turn a rainy day into rainbows and sunshine.
It's just that, you know, I you know, try to encourage people with posts and try to you know, help them if I can.
Were you trying to help this young man in some sort of way?
Just basically trying to encourage him.
There was also this post where the man said he was, quote, not a whore, but a hoe. One is a slut, the other is a prostitute, adding, I'm the one that gets free weed for giving, then a reference to a sexual act.
And it was liked by Lieutenant Governor McNally.
Yeah. I don't know that, you know, a lot of times on people's posts, you see the name and you see what they've written and you just press the button that says like.
So you didn't read that post?
I don't recall reading the part about the weed, I know that.
Well, what about the prostitute?
I might have read that.
Oh, you can't help but like this guy, man. You can't help but like him. Man. Now, it used to be the case, and he says it himself, like, yeah, I used to be anti-gay, and I guess his voting record was hand in hand with that. But it is true that in recent years, every time some sort of anti-LGBTQ bill comes up, he's actually, you know, kind of tepidly spoken out against it, where he's like, the argument he went with for the last one was like, hey, I don't know if this is good for the Tennessee business community because this is going to make other states look down on us and we don't want that and we want to have good business relationships, so maybe this isn't the best idea. So he's a rare instance of one of these people who's not a total hypocrite. There still is an element of hypocrisy, but it's not as bad as, say, Ted Haggard, who was vehemently anti-gay, and then he got caught with a gay hooker in a motel doing crystal meth off his ass. So, and there's so many. Larry Craig is another great example. Remember that? He was in the New Jersey Turnpike bathroom, tapping his foot underneath the stall, basically trying to get freaky with some rando. And this is a guy, again, massively anti-gay voting record. And, second nobody's looking, he's like, oh, dick. I mean, that's what that's what these guys do, man. That's what they do. And it all goes back to, I mean, I don't know how much more evidence of this people need, but anybody who's obsessed with being anti-gay or being anti-trans, you are 100% telling on yourselves, man. You are. It's never been more obvious that you got something going. It's like Steven Crowder does a million anti-trans segments, and the dude dresses up as a woman more than any other guy I've ever seen. I mean, there's at least like 4 or 5 different examples of him dressing up as a woman that is literally on video. How many are there not on video? I wonder. And you had that guy, the Quartering, the other day, basically right-wing YouTuber, big anti-social justice warrior type guy. And he sort of low-key outed a lot of these right-wing commentators on Twitter. And he said, look, all the people who you guys think are based and red-pilled are got a little something going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. Whether they're gay or they're trans, they're attracted to trans people or whatever it is. And I think he even had a list of some. We already know Alex Jones was caught with trans porn on his phone. We know Nick Fuentes has, I don't know if it was furries or trans people or something that he was caught with as well. And then I believe Cernovich was called out, Jack Posobiec. I don't know for sure about those two, but I think the Quartering deleted one of the tweets that was like more directly calling out these people. But there was a bunch of them were listed. That guy Elijah Schaefer, who used to work for The Blaze. So it's a recurring theme, let's say. It's a recurring theme, but Randy McNally here, perhaps he's getting closer than any other anti-gay Republican ever has to the truth, which is realizing, there's really nothing wrong with it. There's nothing, and he says here, like, yeah, man, I got to know people in the community, and I thought, not so bad. They're all individuals. They're all individuals, and individuals you would like to boink. You've made that very clear. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.